just continue that to the end, and then when I got to the very last chain here, I would chain a last little section here to my marker actually. Then I would chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again I would turn and then go ahead and put a, actually forgot I'm alternating, so I begin one with 6 and the other one I began with 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Let me just make sure. Okay. Yep, chain 4. And then you'll turn and you'll skip the first stitch area. The first, actually this was the other one. So when you chain 4 and turn, skip the first stitch in the next one, it's chain 3. We'll do a double crochet. Chain 3, go into the next center stitch, double crochet, chain 3, and just continue. You're just trying to get this mesh look on the back. And this is the chain 6 here, and we'll do what we did before when we had a chain 6. We'll skip the first chain, and in the second one we'll put a double crochet, chain 1, skip the next one, and then in the following put another double crochet, which will give you kind of a small on this end and then a small on this end. Chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because last time we did a chain 4, so this time we chain 6. And now you'll skip over this first small space and go right into the next. Chain 3 space, and then chain 3, and then go into the next. You getting kind of the pattern that I'm going in now? Alternating with chaining 6 at the beginning versus alternating chain 4. Doing it a few times here to show you, because this is exactly what you're going to be doing on the straps as well. Okay, when you get to this last section here, you'll be skipping this first double crochet and then skip the chain in the middle, and then in the very next chain you'll put a double crochet. And then you chain 6 over here. So this time you want to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. And then in this first chain 3 space, put a double crochet, chain 3, and move over. Continue to do this till you get to the end, and again every time you end with a chain 6 on the very end, you want to skip the first chain, and then the next chain, you can find it, do a double crochet, chain 1, skip the next stitch, and then in the following chain put a double crochet. Kind of move the stuff out of the way here for you so you can see this basic pattern now that we're doing, alternating the chain 6 versus alternating the chain 4. And if you find in the very first row that you're ending up to where you're a few stitches away from getting to the end, you can go ahead and just chain 1 and then skip that stitch and then go to the next. Or if it's 2 away, you can skip 2 stitches, and then the next, you can just, instead of doing a full chain 3 space, you can move it over. If it's a chain 1 space and then you do a double crochet like this, then you can just chain 6 and continue like that, and just treat that like that was the chain 4 beginning, like this. And if it's 2 away, I would go ahead and start like it's a chain 3, but just work it all the way up to the chain, and then you can start this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And like I said, I got to at least 5 rows before I started to count how many stitches that I had total here, and I counted that I would have enough to put a large motif. Now if you have a smaller back like this, for instance, I would probably have enough to put a little small motif like we did at the very top here, like we did here, and I may put something like that in the middle just to add something. So this is where your creativity comes into play, because it's going to be different for everybody. Everybody's going to have different backs. So you can just kind of count and mess with it, and if you don't want to mess with it, you can just do this whole chain thing all the way on the back. So it's just how creative that you want to be with it. And let me back out and I'll show you how to do the strap. This is going to be the whole, this is where you're gonna do the strap. This is where it's supposed to fold over. Let me just make sure here that I'm getting it right. Yep. This little part here that's going to be the part that folds in front will be where you will attach the strap. So let me grab some more yarn, because I'm not going to cut this, because I'm going to show you how to attach it to that. So I'll be right back. I got my other color. I just worked it a little bit more, so when I show you the strap, it's going to be a little better. And I also wanted to show you that when you got your back as long as you want, again, you'll want to chain 2 and turn. And then I did a single crochet in each of my stitches here on the top. I'm trying to see if I show that in the pattern, but yeah, I do. Again, I'm doing 1 single crochet in each stitch, and this little space that's only small at the beginning, only 1, and then 1 in the stitch. And every big chain 3 space, again, you'll be putting 2 single crochets, 1 in the stitch, 2 in the spaces, and you'll want to do that all the way down your row. Just to kind of give an even look on the top of your vest. And it also makes it easier to sew on your straps. So now that you've done that and you're done with your back, now you can start your straps. And remember, you marked here. And this one actually, I could probably just use, since I'm already here. Oops, I backed out some. By accident. I should say I ripped it out by accident. Okay. Just get to my corner here. Okay, so I'm going to show you chain 1, and then you'll turn. Fighting a couple of strings here, sorry about that. Okay, now I'm here, and there's my marker. So for the strap, I did the exact same thing I did for the back. I'm going to start off by chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to skip over to the next chain 3 section and put a double crochet. Chain 3. Move over to my next chain 3 section and do a double crochet. I'm going to chain 3. Actually, I'm going to chain 1. And then this is my stitch marker, and I have 1 left here on the end. So I think what I'm going to do, since that happened, is I'm going to back up 1, and I'm only going to do a chain 2, skip 2 stitches, put a double crochet, chain 2, skip this one stitch, and then I should say chain 1, skip this next one and put a double crochet in the end. Just want to kind of keep it sort of even looking. So I'm going to chain 6 here because I have a kind of a, you know, chain 1 double crochet, chain double crochet, chain 1 double crochet. So every time you have that on the end, you want to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to turn, skip over my first double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, move over into the next space, and this is a chain 2 space, but I'm just going to pretend it's a chain 3, get one in there, chain 3, skip the first chain, and then in the next one I'm going to put a double crochet, chain 1, skip this next one, and then the next chain I'm going to put a double crochet. Then again you want to chain 6, because every time you end where you have a double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, you want to chain 6. So for me, I'm not going to have any chain 4s at the beginning. And you can do that for your back as well, if you ended up that way. So I'm just going along making this mesh. Let me remind myself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did it for 6 rows for this particular person, but depending on how much you need for your person, you may want to make the straps longer. So this is again where your measurement will come into play. And so basically you want to keep making this mesh until you reach almost to the point where you want to start, I would say maybe about 3/4 of the way of the length that you want, and then stop. So I'm going to pretend that I now reached 3/4 of the way that I want to get to. This is my back. So compared to this, it almost looks like it's half, but I'm going to pretend it's 3/4 of the way. So down here just like that. Actually 3/4 of the way, it's more like that. So I'm 3/4 of the way to where I want to be, because I want it to go up to even, and actually a little bit more, because you want it to be able to come over like that. So I'm about 3/4 of the way. So now I want to start doing my reducing rows, and you want to do at least 3 reducing rows. And how to do the reducing rows is I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of doing 6, I want to do 4, just because I'm trying to shrink this strap. All these strings aren't going to be here on yours because you're going to cut them. So you'll skip the first one, you'll go into the next, and then you only want to do a chain of 2 and chain instead of a chain of 3. Again, you're trying to reduce at least by a stitch or so. I'm going to skip 1 stitch, put 1 in here, chain 1, and then skip the next and put it in here. Again, you want to chain 4, turn it, going to skip the first section, go into the next, only chain 2, then go into the next section, skip the first chain, go into the next chain, chain 1, then go right into the next chain without skipping any. You're just trying to reduce. We'll do chain 3 this time, skip the first one, go into the next, double crochet, chain 2, skip to this chain 4 on this side. I'm going to skip the first one, and then I'm going to go to the second one. Actually, this is a chain 3. So I skip the first chain, go into the next one, and then put a double crochet there. See how it's reducing? It's getting smaller and smaller. Now I've got it to about here. Now I want to chain 2, turn, and I want to put a double crochet, 2 double crochets in this first space, a double crochet in the center space, and then 2 double crochets in this last space, which will give me 5 double crochets. So you want to continue until you can get it down to about 2 spaces. Hopefully it won't take you more than about 3-4 rows tops. And then when you do that, you'll chain 2, put 2 double crochets in this space, 1 in the center, 2 on this space as well. Now, if you're making it for a bigger person, then you may want to reduce it only to about 3 spaces, because you want a thicker strap probably for a heavier garment. So then you'll just do the same. You'll just stop when you get to the 3. You'll put 2 double crochets. You'll chain 2, put 2 double crochets here, 2 double crochets in this space. 1 double crochet in the double crochet, 2 double crochets in this space, 1 double crochet in this double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the last space, and then a double crochet and then a double crochet, I guess. Just trying to make it a strong connection. And then count how many stitches that you have. Here I have 5. So you want to get your back space, and you'll count your own, how many spaces you have on your strap. And you'll count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the same on this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll mark out that. So from this marker here, you have the 5. You will get your strap and put that 5, line it up with this 5th stitch to the end here, like this. And what I did was I turned my garment inside out before I sewed, because you want to have a clear side, and you really don't yet. But keep in mind though, if you've already cut your yarn and you've already hit it and you have a clear side, then you probably want to make sure that you're on the right side before you start sewing. So once you got your straps aligned, just go into your first stitch on your back, and then into your first stitch on your strap, and I did a single crochet, and then I worked my single crochet down all 5 of my stitches to make a strong connection there. Then I chained 1, cut my yarn, and then I worked it down this row here to hide my tail. And then you can even work it down into the chain if you need. And then you can flip it over like this, and that's going to be your connection for your strap. Back up just a bit. And you can see here, that's going to be your armhole. This is your back, and you'll also have another strap attached to the, the other side here. And then you can see this is your 2 markers that was marking your armhole. It's still the same. And that's it. And then now when they put it on and the strap comes in the front like this, all the part that you have folded, that you designated for folding, is right along with it, folded over. So that's why it's very important that you measure how wide you want this front to be, and then mark that, and then mark over the 19 stitches you need for your armhole. So that way when they put it on, the strap is going to be the front that keeps this stuff folded. And of course the bottom will also want to fold a little bit more in like this, so you may want to make it a little bit more than you think. But you have to take in consideration the size of the breast as well. So anyway, that has been the tutorial to show you how to make this vest. And I hope that you could follow along and everything. This was the biggest on-camera tutorial that I've ever done. So I don't know how many parts it's going to be when I'm editing it, but I hope it's not more than 4 or 5. I don't know. But I'm going to make sure that I put all the parts in the description of the box below the video. And I may even try to put the link to each part where they, oh, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do, but I was thinking about per row, but that's probably going to be crazy ridiculous. But at least I'll have the links to each pattern, to each part, so you'll be able to find it easily. And if you like this tutorial, please don't forget to like and share this video. It helps me out so much. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you can take on this project and you can finish it. And if you do, please share pictures. I would love to see the different colors. Thanks so much for watching.